The International Space Station is now in free drift. All thrusters have been disabled. And here in the flight control room, the visiting vehicle officer reports that the docking mechanism on the Progress 46 has been powered up. Now receiving our first view from the external camera on the Progress, looking directly at the docking port on the Piers docking compartment as we pass over Russian ground stations now for the next several minutes. Just 3 minutes away from physical separation. We should be hearing shortly the confirmation of the command that hooks will begin to drive open as the precursor to the springs pushing off that will enable the Progress to separate from the piers for the final time. And now the visiting vehicle officer confirms that the command has been sent. The hooks are driving on the Progress 46. Again, a process that will take about 3 minutes to complete. Once the hooks are fully open, the springs will push off and we'll have physical separation. Now just under a minute and a half before undocking, which is scheduled again at 6:04 a.m. Central Time. Once again, this Progress resupply ship was launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan back on January 25th, delivering 2.5 tons of supplies to the International Space Station, linking up to the Piers docking compartment back on January 28th. Now about 30 seconds away. And physical separation has been confirmed, undocking occurring right on time at 6:04 a.m. Central Time over southeast Russia, north of the Mongolian border.
Moscow, MCC Moscow SF on Space Round 1.
About 2.5 minutes from now, thrusters on the Progress will fire automatically to begin a separation rate from the International Space Station that will ultimately place it 3,000 kilometers behind the station for a series of engineering tests over the next week. It ultimately will be deorbited on Saturday, April 28th.
And the rubber bands are in place as far as we can see. The seals, the O-rings are in place. This is Moscow SS on Space to Ground 1. Go ahead. We have the views looking good. I'm going to downlink the pictures a little bit later. Okay, copy.
On board the International Space Station, flight engineer Oleg Kononenko, soon to become the next commander of the station, once he takes a handover from the current commander, Dan Burbank, next Wednesday, reporting that he has a variety of good digital photos of the undocking of Progress 46. It continues to back away as the station begins to pass into an orbital sunset over eastern China. Down at the bottom of your screen, you can see the accordion-like folded solar arrays of the Zarya module, the first element launched to the International Space Station to become the International Space Station back on November 20th, 1998. Now the station has passed into that orbital sunset, so our views will be lost for all intents and purposes of the station. Once again, undocking occurred on time at 6:04 a.m. Central Time. The visiting vehicle officer now confirms that the first separation burn of the Progress thrusters has been completed. This will initiate a fairly aggressive opening rate, as you can see, as the station begins to fade from view. That burn now complete, a 15-second firing as the Progress begins to hastily depart the vicinity of the International Space Station, ultimately to back away to a distance of some 3,000 kilometers away from the station for a series of thruster firings between Monday and Thursday of next week that will test new radar systems on the ground and the ability to track Russian vehicles from those new radar systems that are spread out throughout Russia. Now a better view of the International Space Station in the fading sun. Once again, this undocking leading up to the launch on Friday morning from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan of the brand new ISS Progress 47 cargo ship, loaded with 2.8 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the residents of the International Space Station. The launch on Friday scheduled at 7:50 and 24 seconds a.m. Central Time.